Now, the Center for Applied Research and Innovation in Supply Chain Africa, CARISCA, is spearheading an enhanced engagement with policymakers and industry players to improve their decision-making at the top level. Director of the center, Professor Nathaniel Boso, says CARISCA will now produce policy briefs of their published research activities for dissemination in mainstream media to inform policy.
Instead of publishing academic papers in journals alone, we are now going to be producing what we call policy briefs. So short policy briefs that can be published in one of your the news outlets or in any kind of outlet that can easily be accessed by policymakers. Right? And of course, for the industry people too, we are going to be producing very soon several industry reports that we will publish for the industry people to also be reading and be able to make decisions that is based on evidence, empirical evidence, not guesswork. So this is how we look at the whole conversation. There should be a tripartite approach. Academia going to the industry and policymakers to understand the problems, and then we come back to research and then give back the insight to them to inform their decision-making process.
This year's summit is under the theme, How Africa Matters to Global Supply Chain. The event featured 3 topics: general supply chains, sectorial supply chains, and emerging issues in global supply chains. Professor Boso believes that the economy will grow if the government invests in the country's logistic infrastructure. Dr. Abdul Samad Muntaka, a senior technical advisor on agricultural supply at CARISCA, called for policies to enable farmers get value for their produce.
When they are produced, where do they pass? How can the farmers be put together? So you hear of farmer groups, you hear of societies. They are coming together to bring their produce together. Now we have to move it to the next level where we find them buyers. So we have aggregators who will normally go and lift these products. But they dictate the price to the farmers. So at the end of the day, the farmers are losers. Now we need to look for a structure that will allow the farmers to get a good price, to be able to get value for what they have produced, and also move the products to those who need it.
The Center for Applied Research and Innovation Supply Chain Africa, CARISCA, is a 5-year project in collaboration with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and the Arizona State University, with support from the USAID to build a supply chain management research center. Their main objective is to equip universities to provide best-in-class degree programs and training, facilitate research, engage stakeholders in best practices and policy changes that strengthen supply chains and increase the participation of women in supply chain management. More than 300 supply chain researchers and students from 40 countries participated in last year's summit. This year, more than 400 people registered for the event. Colin Shea, first report, read to you.